Today on Scissor Boy, we're going to be meeting with Matthew Collins, who's going to show us step by step how to do the rose cut. And afterwards, Matthew's going to give us some advice on how to keep your clients looking beautiful, not just on the day they come into the salon to see you, but for days and weeks on after that. And that's really important because now your clients are going to become a better source of referrals for you, and also they're going to be more loyal. So let's get started.
Hello, I'm Heather Wenman. I'm here with Matthew Collins at Brennan DeMello's studio in downtown Toronto. Hello, Matthew.
How are you?
Good, good. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too, Heather.
I know you're a rock star here in Toronto, and I want to get right down to showing our viewers at Scissor Boy what you're going to be doing with your model today. Can you explain that to us?
Absolutely. I'm really excited about this haircut I'm going to show you guys today. It's a very simple haircut. It's broken down into basically two sections. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating a V section from just around where the hair comes back over the eyes, directly back. Brittany, if you can tilt your head down a little bit. The V section is going to come back to the flat of the head, just above the occipital bone. Everything underneath is going to be undercut, following the shape of the head, being a little bit shorter up in the top around where that V section is, and we're going to leave a little bit of softness around the perimeter, all the way around, just so it's not too hard.
Can we?
Kind of right around the corner of the eyes, and we're bringing a straight diagonal back. Go over. We're bringing everything at the top level, this whole top section, up and cutting it straight across. Brittany wants to actually maintain a little bit of length, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to go a little bit more short to long. Sometimes when we've created this is a collection cut for the Brennan DeMello Studios, and it's cut straight across, and everything on both sides is over directed up to that main point to create a softness and a roundness around the outside. So what we're going to do first is we're going to start just with one side. We're going to section that on a V, so that angle is coming right back to this point of the head. Everything on this side we're going to go through and take vertical sections. We're not going to be over directing it at all. We're going to be taking all the weight right out and having it completely disconnected from that section before. And kind of bringing your fingers out a little bit at this bottom section to leave a little bit of softness. She was previously cut quite short, so it's not going to be as soft.
Helps to break up the haircut and keep it softer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a very edgy haircut, and often when we're working this, we like to use a solid base color. It'll bring it out a little bit more and create a little bit more softness with the haircut.
Are we going to be able to see this haircut on the runways, Matthew?
Absolutely. Most of the models that are out there on the runway sporting a shorter style are using more of an androgynous style. It's kind of like half boy, half girl. It's kind of bringing it back to girls can be more of a boy and boys can be more of a girl as well. So if you see here, I've now sectioned out that other side of the V. Sometimes I'll clip this out of the way, but she's got very short hair, so I'm just going to comb it in the sections that I want to do. So this is just following that other side of the V.
Give you a little space there.
Sure, thank you. Going right down to this point. So I'm just going to continue doing the same thing that I was doing all the way around, leaving a little bit more softness around the side and making sure that that undercut's there and you're taking that weight out right on the other side of the section.
Things. What are you doing presently in your career outside of doing hair?
Well, one of the coolest things, in my opinion, that we're doing right now is every single week at the salon we teach haircuts. So there's 3 of us that are teaching each one every single week a new haircut that we've learned or that we've created. So it's constantly pushing ourselves to learn more things, and that's the thing that's driving me every single week to do more things. I'm constantly going around. I'm going to London in 2 weeks to do a week-long advanced cutting class at Tony and Guy, and just consistently educating yourself. Every week I'm actually researching a famous fashion designer, fashion photographer, and one of the top 20 hairstylists of the last 20 years, just to see what's given other people their success and to motivate me to keep moving on. And you know, you see so many stories, so many hairstylists get down and out on certain issues, but you know, sometimes you fail at certain things and then you need to reinvent yourself and move forward. If you see here on this top section, I'm combing it down, I'm taking a middle guideline. I'm combing it up, and we want to maintain all this length in the front. We want to take this down a little bit more. So normally we would be bringing this up and cutting straight across and then bringing both sides up to that previous section. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little bit more of a short to long, starting with this little corner piece in the back.
Is that to push the length towards the front of the
Yep,
face? And
we all
give an
want it to go
illusion?
this way.
Perfect. I noticed you're working with a longer comb. Is that
I love a
an
long
asset?
comb. Yeah, it just gives me.
You're doing
I feel like I
long
just get more
sections.
control and long sections. So what I'm going to do here, and you can interpretate this depending on how funky you want to get. You can take it, if you're going short to long, you can take it a little bit shorter to create more fullness, but we wanted this to be a lot more smooth. So I'm starting here, and I'm going to connect this back section, cutting it up. And right now when it's wet, I'm only creating the shape of the haircut. Once I blow dry it and smooth it out, then I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna do the texture. So now I'm picking this section up and I'm over directing it back to that middle section.
That's a very good point. So you build the structure when it's wet and create the texture
Yep.
after it's styled.
Because I can really go through and I can feel it with my hands. You always got to feel the hair and how it's moving with your hands and then put the texture in so you can see where you need to remove weight, where you need to create texture.
Would you suggest this before the styling products then, probably?
Yeah, I would use
blows-
it.
blows
You
down.
can put some smoothing and some volumizing mousses or anything you might want to use first, but before any total finishing products, absolutely.
So the hair's more manageable.
You see from the front, this was my guideline in the middle, and I brought every section back up to that middle, and I'm going to follow that on this side, bringing those sections up to this middle. And depending on how big your hands are, you might want to take smaller sections and keep going along.
Wait.
So I'm just going to take this small section out here. And I want this to still be soft. I don't want this to be a harsh line. And I still want to create a decent amount of length. What I'm going to actually do is I'm going to go in with my scissors from the hairline. And I'm just going to slide, cut it down. I want to leave it longer towards that piece because when I style the hair after, I still want to put it up at some point, so I still want some length here. This is okay because we can deal with that.
I notice in your technique, Matthew, that your body moves in motion with your scissors.
Yeah, it definitely helps. It's kind of like Tai Chi hairdressing. You're kind of moving with it. And clients, I think they like to see you get into a haircut. You don't want to just sit there and do
excellent
things.
point.
They like to see you move, and they like to see you move their head because it really shows that you're focusing on that haircut. When I do a haircut, I really like to be 100% involved in that haircut. So now we have this little short section. So when she's styling it, it's just going to add a little bit of funness there. But if she's switching it over to the other side, she's going to have that length there.
So she can have that nice block if she needs it.
So
So now you're going to show us one of your signature styles.
absolutely.
All right.
So I'm just adding some Shine Perfection serum. I'm mainly kind of just putting it on the ends. I just want to add some shine to it and some smoothness for this look. I don't want a lot of body for this look. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using my flat brush. What I want to do is I want to blow dry it all the directions of the hair, because what it's going to do is, you know, when you're sitting there, and I'm sure in public school you have a paper clip and you bend your paper clip back and forth until it breaks.
Yes.
That's what you're trying to do with the natural direction of the hair. You want to get rid of the natural direction. So you're going to blow dry in every single direction, and it's going to get rid of that natural direction and let you push the hair wherever you want to move it. This is the best way if you have a cowlick or any other haircut. You know, the girl that's always like, I want a side bang, but I have this cowlick here and it's not going to work. Chances are, if you wet it down and you really teach that client how to work that hairline, she's going to be able to get that side bang that she's always wanted.
That brings up a great point that you're actually teaching the client as you go along.
Absolutely. You want to be able to teach that client. You also want that client to show you how you style their hair by grabbing the tools at the end and doing it herself, because that client is your advertisement on the street. Nothing else. You know, sometimes you're a young hairdresser starting out, you don't have a lot of money, you can't advertise, you can't even afford a business card. So the biggest thing that you can do is make every single one of your clients look amazing and to do their hair amazing every single day. So what I'm doing now is I want to create some more softness around the outside. So I'm going to just comb the hair down in its natural direction, and I'm taking my scissors against the scalp and I'm bringing it following the direction of the hair. So I'm going straight in and coming right down. And you're following
So this
the
will
scalp.
give you the personalization of the cut.
This is giving you the personalization, yeah.
And I notice you're only cutting with the very tip of your thumb, so you have a really good control over
Yeah,
your scissor.
you're just really kind of, it's almost like you're vibrating the scissors as you're going down.
Excellent.
I don't want to do too much through that. I want to keep this front quite heavy. But I'm just going to do a little bit coming towards the face in this section here more. So what I'm going to do here is I'm using a new tool by Rowenta. It's a really cool tool. It's a 3-in-1 tool. So it's a curling iron, and then I can pop it open and I use it as a flat iron.
Oh my.
So I'm combing it back.
So this would be a carbon comb. I notice you're using a Scissor Boy
Yeah.
carbon comb. This would be a heat resistant comb, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
What I'm using here, it's a very just dry spray. So I can use it consistently as much as I want. And I'm just kind of re-crimping that hair back up.
Almost pinching it with just your fingers.
Yeah.
Would you recommend stronger makeup for wearing it?
For sure. If
A
you're
little
wearing
more
it a little bit
severe.
more aggressive, you've got to go a little bit
Put
more
on the
aggressive with the
lashes,
makeup.
get those brows
You know, she's
strengthened
not
up.
going to be wearing this style to work every day. She's going to be, this is what she's going to do. She's going to have it down and softer throughout the day, and then she goes out, she's just throwing it up, getting some hairspray in her, and getting going. So what you always want to
Suiting
do
her
too when you're doing a
personality.
style is you want to always step back from the look and see what's happening.
Love
Because you
it.
kind of get a full view of what's going on. And you just want to make sure you have a balance where everything's going, whether it's going to the left or the right. You just want to make sure that everything's looking even. And you're not
So
going to
it
get that
makes
from staying
sense.
up here. You're going to get that from stepping back and taking a look at her features and the way the hair is going.
That's an excellent editorial tip. Thank you.
We're from Barry College of Hair and Aesthetics, and you're watching